Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter Del Tondo, and I am your host this week and next for the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenges. Today, we are going to be talking about responsive resize and how you can use Adobe XD to quickly format your designs and change the screen sizes and resolutions really easily and adapt your designs very quickly with minimal effort and lift between them. So let's jump into some stuff today. And Wakar, thank you for staying up. I saw in chat before. I know it is well past your bedtime, but we appreciate you guys all tuning in. We've got Mike. Mike, I'm actually going to be showing some of your work today in the inspiration section. Omar, Tim, Anna, Andrew, thank you all for tuning in. If you have not yet already signed up for the challenges, head on over to behance.net/daily creative challenge, and you can click on join the XD challenge. And from here, each day, we will load up the video or the replay, as well as the starter files that you guys need to jump into these designs. Keep in mind that this week and next, these challenges, it's not progressive, so you can jump in day to day or hop in and out. You don't have to worry about missing or being behind or anything like that. Just jump in and do them when you can, and hopefully we'll learn and have some fun along the way. Colby, Evan, good to see you guys. Dogo, hopefully I said that right. Also, make sure that you join our Discord group. So jump on in here and make sure you check out the different channels. We've got some cool ones like Pro Tips, Get Inspired. Going Live is new. Maybe I got to check that one out. Current Challenge. And in the Current Challenge is where you're going to want to drop the links either to your Behance or directly to your Adobe XD file share link. So that way myself, the other mentors can jump in there and give you guys some critique and review. And I recommend if you're submitting your projects, make sure to go in and review and give feedback to others. It's great to have that participation. I saw Ed's here, was just giving somebody some critique and then uploaded his project. And when you do that, it creates a sense of community. Folks are more likely to jump in and give you a hand. So make sure you participate as well with that. All right, so let's jump right into today's challenge. So today we are going to be designing a job application form for a position at NASA. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to take like a tablet screen and we're going to quickly convert that over to a mobile device. And we'll show how that responsive resize works really easily. The things it does really well, some of its limitations, which are really important to know as well. And we want to learn how to do this because it really quickly speeds up your workflow. I would say responsive resize takes your design about 70, maybe 80% of the way there. And it does require some manual manipulation. So again, you really want to learn how this works, how you can take best advantage of it, and shave some time off of your design comps. So make sure to check out some stuff as you keep score. Again, we're going to want to try to utilize components and best practices that we've learned throughout the week, utilize the plugins that we have again. And then down here, let's take a look at some quick inspiration. So we mentioned this is a NASA job board or job application. It'd be really cool to include, some fun artwork, photography. NASA just released like its entire photo library, royalty free, so you guys can dive into that as well. There's some beautiful graphics there. But we've got Mike Kotchenberger here in chat. I love this project that he built in XD, and he's got a really cool animation of it you guys should go check out. But utilizing some really cool illustrations for his project. Down in here, just kind of taking a look at some of these clean UIs, how the type and whatnot, the hierarchy of things is very legible, and we're able to quickly understand and scan these pages. Another one from Claudio over here, just very visually appealing, utilizing and leveraging great imagery and photography to make the design really interesting. So let's jump right into it. We're going to create a really simple form, nothing too flashy, but we want to get into how this works and how we can quickly build that. So I'm going to come in here real quick. Let's just get a fast little navigation going. Almost eyeballed that perfectly into that 8-point grid system. It's 73, so I want to do 72. And for my background, I'm just going to give it F8, F8, F8 for a nice subtle light gray. And I'm going to start dropping in some elements here. So I'm going to send this to the back. I should be able to drag over my logo. And because I'm picky, that's going to be 24 pixels over there. Align that. And then let's do a quick little button, and we'll have something maybe like log in. And let's just round that a little bit so it softens it up, makes things a little friendly. And we'll say log in. And we'll bring that down to like 14. And we'll make that 40. Again, 8-point grid. Highly recommend you guys look up a lot of stuff on Google about that. It's a really great system, especially when you're working with responsive designs. It works really well across all different kinds of screen sizes. So let's also come in here. I'm going to grab a little hamburger icon that we can put over here to the side as well. So I'm grabbing that from Nucleo, which is my favorite tool and icon set to quickly grab and concept stuff from. And I'm going to space these out. And I'm going to group all of that. And the reason I want to group these is that later on when we move things over with responsive resize, I want them to stay in the groupings that I desire. So it just helps. I think Adobe Sensei is what powers responsive resize. It's the AI tool. And so it just kind of helps it understand a little bit better what you're looking to do with all the things here. All right, so we've got that. I want to pull in like a header here, and I've got my image already pre-selected. I'm just going to pull that in so it snaps. All right, and let's give this a title. So we'll say NASA Space Engineer, or let's do Shuttle Engineer. Space Shuttle Engineer. We'll pump that up quite a bit. We want that to be nice and legible. And let's go 40, because increments of 8. You guys see them like really driving that point home. So let's have that down there. And then, I don't know, this is going to be at Area 51, because why not? It's the internet. Let's have some fun with it. Hopefully nobody has stormed it in September, and there's still a position available. Okay, so we've got those items. That's great. Again, I'm going to just group those, and we'll center that up in that section. Then let's create a little photo card here. And I want to do maybe like 2 wide. So what I might do is I might take this dimension. I'm going to do, if I want, minus 48. Excuse me. Minus 48. And then I want to divide that by 2. That's going to give me half. And then I want a minus 12. And that's going to give me a nice even spacing between my 2 items. So I've got that. Let's do another card down below, because this is going to be an image. So let's use our Photo Splash plugin. And I can say NASA. And I'll come in here and let's grab this image right here. That works. Okay, great. And then let's fill this in to be blue. And let's give a little type down here, and we'll say something like company culture. And pump that up a little bit. Make that bold. Just give it a little bit of interest. And then let's see, join the team that is truly out of this world. We did it. All right, so let's pull that in a little bit. Get a little cheesy this morning. Let's go down to regular. And we can bring that down. Again, you can use weight to have that visual hierarchy too, but it is good to use the size of the type as well. So I'll just pull that down a little bit more. I'm not going to get totally picky with my measurements at this point. I want to make sure we get this done. And we can just put this arrow down here as well. Okay, and let's just group this whole section. And we're going to do a repeat grid. And we're going to come over and I can build a couple of these. And again, I built this to have that nice 24 pixel, and you see 24 is perfect there as well. So I've got 2 cards, really easy, and I can come in here and maybe let's drop a different image over there. Let's see what I got. This one's pretty. Let's do that. All right, and let's say here continued learning, and I've got our education program is your liftoff. All right, cool. So we've got that. Now let's build the actual form that we have. So I want to put this maybe on like a white background. And let's pull that down a little bit more. Just double check. All right, 720 is perfect. And now let's actually give this application form, make that text a little bit darker. Let's go 333. Oops. All right, and we'll bump that up again. Let's go maybe 24, bold. Let's drop a little rule below it. Maybe go 4 pixels. Again, we'll make that 333 as well. All right. Cool. All right, so let's do our input fields. So we'll do a quick one here. We'll say first name. And let's drop that down to 14. Remember, for accessibility purposes, you can go down to 14 as long as it is bold. That's the important part there. Otherwise, you want to stay at 16 pixels or larger. At regular weight, I should say. All right, and let's bring that over plus 8 more. Great. So I'm going to add, let's use that blue color that we've got. Again, we'll soften that up just a tad on that form field. Do that in an increment of 4. And let's go with like a 56 height, so nice and large. And we'll come in here, and again, we'll make this a little bit bigger. Let's make sure it can be seen from space. So let's go with 18. This type is clearly passing accessibility. Works really well here. Okay, and so now I've set this up. I'm gonna group all these items, and once again, I'm just gonna really quickly repeat grid and bring these down. Really, really simple. All right, and Mike Jones, how's it going, brother? Good to see you, man. All right, and then we've got our last name here. Tondo. Let's do email. Peter@unfold.co. And phone number. And I put this Easter egg in every design. 867-5309. Okay, so we've got our sections here. Let's bring that down. Height -31 plus 24. All right, so that works really well. And let's do one more section down here. My OCD can only like subside so much. I have to check some of these spacings. But let's pull this down. I can grab this here, and let's throw a couple of graphics down in this section as well. So I'm going to grab the Photo Splash plugin again. We'll type in NASA one more time, and you can keep hitting Find Photos, and it'll find a different set. So if there's not something that you kind of immediately like I might type in astronaut, see what comes up. Let's see, this one's kind of cool, and let's go with this one. All right, that should work. All right, so we've got our 2 graphics, and I lied, I really don't like that one. Let's do one more. It's kind of hard to see stuff. Space shuttle, maybe. Let's do something like that. Space. Found so many good ones before. What happened here? All right, we're just gonna go with that for now. All right, so I wanna do another section and kind of like, what's this job look like? What's this job look like? And kind of give people a sense of what they might see there. So once again, I'm just gonna create like some short tags down here to these photos, kind of give them a caption. And so we'll use that NASA red color. And down here, we can just add some type that says, you know, shuttle engine We'll make that white. Let's make that a little bit bolder so it's easy to see. And we can bring that down in size. Let's go down to 14. All right, and I want to anchor that text to a right justified as well. And I'll pull that down just like that. Cool. All right, and then I can come down here and say, let's say suit components. All right, great. So we've now got all of our page designed. You know, there's a couple things here that we might want to add later and encourage you guys to explore, but let's just talk about how we keep this nice and simple and build this over. So I want to convert this now to an iPhone size. So what I'll do is I'm just going to dupe my board over here, and I'm going to turn on responsive resize. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start dragging this over. And you guys see the things that are happening. We see the hamburger and the login button anchoring on the right and staying with us. The logo is anchored to the left. It knows to stay there. We're seeing as we move this, like we get more cards, or the photos at the very bottom are expanding in that fill space. So really quickly, I'm able to come in here. I'm going to bring this all the way down to 375. Boom, we got it right there on the dot. And we come in and take a look, and like this is pretty solid. Again, there's a couple things, like I might want to check my spacings there. That all looks good. I might want to bring the type down, so maybe we bring that down to 32. Maybe even like I want to bring this whole section down in space a little bit, just so that way there's more, that we can see above the fold on a mobile device. And I can come in here and I can make some decisions of maybe I want to grab this whole group, and I could resize things, or I could bring them in and show more if I wanted to have like a card system. So I might come in here and let's grab this and this. I could pull this in. I could move. Come on, click you. There we go. Bring in my arrow a little bit, and then I can come into the repeat grid, and I could bring this in and have it feel like it spills over just a little bit. So that way the user now knows that they can scroll through and slide all of those different things. Oh yeah, and Mike, I know Kraus is a big SpaceX fan. He should totally be checking this out. Yeah, super cool. And then so same thing here. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna grab my group here in the responsive resize, and I'm just gonna bring that in a little bit, and boom, it's automatically adjusted everything here instantly. In a few clicks, I've modified everything that I need. Down here, it's automatically already grabbed those items, pulled them back in, and it's kept everything aligned. I've got a consistent spacing throughout. So it's really, really cool and powerful how responsive resize is able to so easily and quickly get you to where you need to be. And again, about 70 to 80% of the way there, we had to make a couple of clicks to change a few things. And we could look at this too, and maybe we want to make some decisions here with the responsive version. My opinion, responsive is not solely shrinking something down to a smaller scale, but it's really thinking about the experience that the user is going to have, and maybe even changing and moving around some of these elements. So to me, these are kind of like almost ads or CTAs to tell a little bit more about the company. I might move these down here on the mobile version, and then bring everything else up. And so, just think about that stuff as you guys are building out your designs and how that experience truly changes. It's not just a one-to-one conversion of shrink it all down in space, but it's really, really cool how you can do that. Now, I want to go over a couple of things in terms of limitations. We didn't run into too many actually here, but if you ever have any items that aren't adapting the way that you would want or would be ideal, what you want to do is come into those elements, and over here on responsive resize, for each element, you can enable or disable the responsive resize capability, or you can switch in here into manual, and you can manually adjust the constraints that you would need if you want to fix it to a specific location or padding, if you want fixed width or fixed height. And this is really powerful. And what's so cool about the way that Adobe does this with responsive resize is that it basically uses that Adobe Sensei technology to stop and make an assumption based on what it thinks you're going to want to have it at, Whereas in other design tools, you have to stop and manually set each of those constraints as you go. They don't automatically or by default give you any kind of result. So it's really cool, really powerful how that works, and allows you to just jump in there and quickly build out some of these comps in no time. So let's check out a couple of challenges from the other day. We had some great submissions that I wanted to go over and jump into that. So this was one that really stood out to me, and it was from EOI. So let's check this one out. I love the overall branding of this. These are actually the speakers I'm probably getting since those Razer ones broke. So I'm super pumped about it. You know, Logitech makes a ton of great stuff, and you've really branded this to feel like something that Logitech would have, and it makes it really cool. I mean, jumping in here, you've got the audio and the different products, like that's super neat. Coming in here, I can connect the speakers. I love how you modified the colors here. So let's see, we go to add. Okay, and then I want to jump into, let's just do the folder, because I saw some of these where you changed the coloring here of all the speakers, which was really great. So yeah, switching back, volume control, really solid stuff, like absolutely fantastic. This is like a really model project for what we're looking to see in these projects. And for me as like a hiring manager or whatnot, I see this, I see that you understand the components of UX and good visual design, and it makes me really excited to check out more of your work. So definitely post this to Behance. This is a great project. Another one for Auto Animate, we had Vivo. Really fun case study here. Again, we talked a little bit about these photography and music and podcast apps utilizing either a light UI or a dark UI to bring out the photography and the imagery that you're using. And I think you did a killer job here. Like everything's just popping off the page, is really interesting. And this feels like something that I would be using on a daily basis. And so let's just check out this video real quick and see some of those animations that you did. Zoom out a little bit more. So super smooth, really cool that, again, you're able to do these so quickly in Adobe XD. You don't need to worry about knowing After Effects and dealing with that. That was always a stressful program for me to dive into. And so it's fun having Adobe XD now to quickly be able to concept some of those ideas. So great job here. Another one, this was from Mina, another volume control application. And I just love the simplicity of this one. It just goes to show that, designs don't need to be busy. They don't need to be complicated. A lot of times the simplest solution might be the hardest one to come by, but it's very effective and looks very clean. And I could see this for, a high-end speaker control application. It feels very realistic. Another one here, the Savory recipe app. So jumping in here, great job here we've got search. We're able to jump in and check that out. I love that you took this further. As again, I gave you guys some building blocks the other day, but being able to jump in, take a look at what chefs look like and being able to see the different chefs. As more would come in, probably adding a search feature here, but really great getting to see the favorite recipes. So it makes me really happy to see you guys go that extra mile, put in the effort to build these projects out. Another one with the podcast app here, great job with the Auto Animate, making these transitions super smooth, being able to come through and check out these projects. It's really fantastic. Let's see if we got anything in chat. Yeah, the color shift is insane in that application. I think we're talking about this one here. Just really great job, and I love the way that you animated all this. Like it feels like I watched a movie file, but knowing that that's done just through the transitions in Adobe XD is just really incredible. So yeah, with that, I think we're gonna be wrapping up for today, but thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We'll be back Monday, same time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, going through another 5 days of challenges with you guys. So really excited. Make sure to tune in and have a wonderful weekend, everybody.